Hello, chess players, and today this is another opening lesson. So, we are going to learn about a special move that comes in the queen pawn opening. For those that don't know what the queen pawn opening is, just like king pawn opening, the queen pawn opening is the same. However, there is some difference. So, when you are looking at the king pawn opening, you actually do e4, and e4 is called the king pawn opening. However, when you do the queen pawn opening, you do like this. So basically, if you do the king pawn opening like this, it is faced with the king, but the queen pawn opening is faced with the queen. So let's get started in today's episode. Now, as we know, as I explained, we have to do d4 for the queen pawn opening. So the purpose of this opening is because white makes an aggressive claim to the center. At this point, black must decide how to face white's aggression. Now, there are two common answers. The first one is going to d5, and the second one is going to knight f6. So, which one are we going to do the aggression with? Well, there is one astonishing answer for the one that we're gonna do aggression with. So feel free to pause the video if you want more time to think. Now, if you have got this right, and I also want to thank Komodo Dragon, a moderator, for teaching this move. It's not actually d5 is right. It is a good move. However, there is a stronger move, and that move is what we call knight f6. So knight f6 is actually the move that I love the most, and I think is the most strongest. And I'll tell you why. Now, the most common moves here is going back to c4. So when you go here to c4, you can always do modders. Like modders is like building a structure. So we'll build a structure soon. But the most common move that chess.com robots do is e3. But the most popular move is either to go here or here. So let's just move one of them. I will say going here. Now, c4 strengthens white's control of the center, particularly the important d5 square. It also allows white's queenside knight to develop to the active c3 square without blocking the c pawn. Now, let's look. Let's look over here. Now, this is one of my most favorite moves after this one, and this move tends to be very aggressive. Well, not very aggressive in the game, but it will be aggressive sometime for the center. Feel free to pause the video if you want more time to think, but you can think in this time as well. Now, if you have figured it out, I will just explain it a little bit. Now, you can see here, there are either two options for this bishop to get out. Do this path or this path. These are the only two options. But which one is the best? Well, let's look. Going here leads into development. To here leads to development. But over here leads to structure and development. But both moves are good. However, if you have been paying attention carefully, you might have not. I would rather go here. Well, if you're this is a risky move, however it works, but if you are nervous, just go here. Both moves are good. Now going to g6. So Black commits himself to a hypermodern development strategy. He will finish to tell his dark square bishop with bishop e7 and attempt to exert pressure on white's center with pieces and timely pawn breaks. Rook d6 is a certain theme that is already evident. So now let's see what white would do. He might go to e3. But he might also go here. This is what some people do. But now, be careful. After you have chosen one of these options, don't do the other option. If you have chosen the one, what option will you choose then? Well, I'll show you those options. Now, if you're going to move over here, this is called the Indian defense normal variation. A6 is a move with several purposes. First, it opens a diagonal for the development of black's dark squared bishop. It also challenges white's ambition in the center by attacking the d5 square. By doing so, black prepares to play d5, while discouraging white from playing d5 himself. And it opens up the center to go here, and it leads into development. Now, over here, when he plays knight f3 or any other move, the best typical move is for your bishop to go to g7. The bishop moves to its ideal square, bearing down to the central dark squares. Now, after one move, let's just say he goes over here. This might be a good move, I don't know, or probably he might go here. Maybe here. Well, wherever he goes, let's say, let's just say right over here. Now, the best option right now is to keep knocking to safety by castling it. So you can see here that the queen pawns have built a fortress right over here. So now the king is safe and protected for most of the game. So what about, let's look at one game that includes this type. So scrolling up over here, this is Magnus Carlsen versus by Ramo Burger. It's kind of it's a little bit confusing, but the name is over here. So now coming over here, this is the chessboard. Let's look through the game together. Now, the first move, Magnus Carlsen is white and he played d4. And then knight f6 was played, then c4 was played by Magnus Carlsen, and actually e6 was played. by Black. D, D, D6 wasn't playing a particular reason can choose. Now knight f3, good, that's great. Now c5, it's a weak move. Going to e3, that's a weak move. Continuing along this game, you can see this game of the queen pawn open. This is the old moves that were played. These are just all the moves played in the real game. And Black resigned, so Magnus Carlsen won. So that's what I wanted to show you today the queen pawn opening and the percentages of it. And I'll see you next time in our next video.